me, boy, and free my hole. I wanna suck on your cock and balls and jizz, I'm gay. Whoa!
Sloppers! Good morning, Slop Nation. Welcome to Slop. I always forget the light. Am I in focus, though? Who's to say? It's in God's hands. I'm going to leave it up to the old G.O.D. on that one. Because I cannot be bothered to. So the process for... By the way, good morning, Slop Nation. And welcome to Slop Chop. Happy Pride Month to the gays. I'm rocking my Alamo Drafthouse Pride shirt right now. And we love you gays. I happen to be one of you. Shouts out to Pride Month. But what I was getting at is the process for me for focusing the camera, because I'm a solo operation, I'm a one slop chop, is that I have to press roll on the camera, sit down, hope to focus the camera, sit down, and then, look at the camera and go, and then stop, take it out, put it in the computer, see if it's in focus. Because just playing it back on the camera, actually probably playing it back on the camera would be okay. Should I do that right now? Okay, I'm going to do that right now. So I was in focus. I never really honestly even considered putting, just looking at, like, playing the video back on the camera, because I figured it wouldn't be, you couldn't see it well enough, but you can see it pretty good. So I've been complicating that process for no reason. And that's where we're at. Still amateur hour over here at Slop Nation, Slop Chop headquarters, Slop Nation HQ. Episode 9, baby. We're in it. We did it. We did it. We made it to episode 9. That great landmark episode number that everyone strives to hit. No, I'm just kidding. But we're doing it. We're doing it every week. But anyway, happy Pride. And I wanted to start with some gay slopics this week. And for the record, if you are not of the LGBT variety, you are not allowed to listen to this podcast for the next 4 episodes. Only gays allowed during Pride Month. And that goes the same for Women's History Month and Black History Month and so on. If it's your month, you get to listen. Otherwise, you have to shut it off. You got to shut it off. But you know what? We'll take you if you're a little bit on the spectrum. Like, who's not a little bit gay, right? Everyone's a little bit gay. At least I fucking hope so. No, there's some people that aren't. There's some people that are just like 100% straight, probably. That's why it's a spectrum. I think I'm 99-1 in the other direction. Shockingly gay. As some would say, it's shockingly gay. Speaking of shockingly gay, there's casting news for this new Legend of Zelda. The Zelda movie. It's getting a live action movie. The Legend of Zelda is receiving a live action. The Legend of throat full of cum from Pride Month. Sorry. No, there's casting. So for whatever reason, the Mario movie was a massive success, and it was animated because it's a children's movie for children, but it made a ton of money and it was very successful and generally well liked. I thought it was okay. But for whatever reason, they're doing Zelda live action. I can't imagine why. And, there's talk of casting Hunter Schafer as Zelda. And, there's of course just the internet is abuzz. I always say that, but what I mean is I saw a few tweets about it. General uproar, general backlash, and then backlash to the backlash. But you gotta hand it to him. That's perfect casting. She looks identical to Princess Zelda. It's crazy. Is she the hottest trans woman alive? She's the most famous, but she's got to be up there with most attractive. Holy shit, she is freaking beautiful. But she looks just like fucking Zelda, man. So it's perfect casting. I cannot imagine that they go through with it. It's just too controversial. You don't want your movie boycott for being woke, and it's too, like, it is perfect casting. She looks literally like, I'll put the picture in the episode for those video watchers, but just point those ears and you got, like, you don't have to change. She doesn't need a costume even. She looks exactly like I imagine a live action Princess Zelda would look. So I do understand the desire to cast her. I certainly hope she gets cast. It would be very cool and progressive and whatnot. She's also just a phenomenal actor. So I just don't see Nintendo doing it. Nintendo's very safe. They cast Chris Pratt as Mario and Jack Black as Bowser. And they hired the Minions people. They hired Illumination to make their movie. They're not into taking risks like that. So I would imagine that this is probably not, there was no press release. It was just rumors. Like, Hunter Schafer's agent got a call from Nintendo and it leaked, or it got out. And then, the gossipy news, Hollywood news sites got their fangs into it. And that's how we got the story. The scoop that Hunter Schafer might be Zelda. But after this very minimal backlash, I don't see it happening. I'd be very surprised. I'd be stoked. Don't get me wrong. She's incredible and beautiful and so hot and a great actor. She's awesome. But I don't see it happening. Can you guys think of anyone else that would be better suited? Perhaps a less controversial pick. This was not on my radar at all until I saw the articles or the tweets, and I was like, oh, okay. So they're actively, pursuing this. And who else would it be? Who else? I think we can all agree that we should take a look at the penis first and see. Cut that. So anyway, shouts out Hunter Schafer. I have not seen Euphoria, but I heard it's fantastic. That was a very interesting Pride Month announcement. Again, not an announcement, but a leak. A very interesting Pride Month, interestingly timed. Can't have been intentional, but it is interesting. What was intentional, in the vein of a Pride Month, was Katya in the Criterion Closet. If you're unfamiliar, Katya, drag queen, one of the funniest human beings on the planet. She's so fucking funny. And she's in the Criterion Closet. It is my dream of all dreams to be in the closet once again. In this case, the Criterion version. I love those videos. I have a million Criterion. Some of them are in this very shot. You can see with your eyeballs if you're watching the video. I have a pretty hefty Criterion collection. But even if I were to make it big, I don't think they let podcasters into the Criterion Closet. I think you have to be an actor or a drag queen or something. But Katya is so funny. So talented. Incredible. What a talent, truly. Just the best. Radiates energy. Hilarious.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today?
When's the last time you really prayed?
Thank you.
Her and Trixie are just an amazing pair. And I love her. It's very cool. Very cool to see a drag queen in the Criterion Closet. That was definitely an intentional Pride Month pick. I'm assuming there will probably be more in that vein over at Criterion. What a cool thing for Criterion, by the way, the whole closet idea. You basically, if you're unfamiliar with these videos, they have a closet with just all their Blu-rays and DVDs, just one after the other. And they invite celebrities or people in the film industry or whoever, in this case a drag queen, into the closet, and they just say, take whatever you want. Take whatever you'd like. Let us film you talking about the movies. But yeah, there's no limit or whatever. We're not charging you anything, obviously. Take however many you'd like. And I know that to be true because if you go watch the Safdie brothers, those fuckers take like 50 Blu-rays each. Those nerds, shouts out to the Safdies, but they are absolute film geeks and true scholars of the art form. And they are like, there's an element of when you're invited into the closet, there's an element, I imagine, of not wanting to be seen as rude or overtaking-y, but the Safdies just do not give a fuck, which I think it's awesome. I mean, you see them like just nutting, like they are so happy. That's one of the best episodes in my opinion, and it's also the one where the most Blu-rays get taken by far. It's a comical amount. What's her name? From the Bear, Ao Adebri. She takes a bunch too. She gets a fat stack. But usually people are going in and taking, 3 to 7, I would say is the normal average range, which is what Katya fell into, the 3 to 7 number. There's also just a million nerds, several nerds, one of which I follow on Letterboxd, who, whenever a new closet video gets uploaded, they make a Letterboxd list. So-and-so's Criterion closet picks. And so that'll pop up on my timeline, my feed, 1 minute after the after the video gets posted. God bless those internet nerds that do stuff like that. I don't have it in me to catalog things that aren't mine. I'm happy to catalog my stuff because I find it interesting. When it's mine, it's all, ooh, it's mine. I like seeing it and having it. I like having a list of all my Blu-rays. But other people's shit? Bruh. Could not be me. I could see if you were a fan of a podcast, if you were an avid Slop Chop listener, it might be fun to make a video of, or make a Letterboxd list of like all the movies that Slop McGee Harvey has talked about on the podcast. I will not make that list, but maybe someday someone will. I've talked twice now about potentially being a well-known person in this field, which is a little cringe, right? Just to, talking about it inherently is questionable, but I am feeling optimistic on that front because I spent most of today editing clips. I got 4, count them, 4 clips ready to post. They're all from episode 6. I don't know why I just chose an episode from the back catalog. Should have chosen the most recent one because there's a lot of stuff that's already outdated. That is the nature of Slop. But I got four clips done, so I'm going to be posting clips consistently. Soon, I'm going to create a back catalog, or I'm going to bank several of them, and then I'll get on a consistent posting schedule. But I've found, shouts out to Chris at There Are Too Many Movies. The man, he gave me a lot of insight and help on the workflow for how he makes his clips. And he just sat my ass in front of a computer and walked me through his entire process from start to finish, which was extremely helpful. So I've used that knowledge and the recording of that session to make 4 clips of my own. And you know what? It's not that bad. It goes a lot faster than you think it will once you get the ball rolling. Starting sucks, but once you have the template, it goes pretty quick. So it's not as bad as I expected. I was putting it off for 2 months now since we started, but we're getting the ball rolling, baby. So, I think I expect growth. I expect growth sooner than later, which is exciting, And I was thinking about it. I was like, my instinct is to grow and become better at podcasting in total obscurity with the 3s or 4s of people that listen to the show now. But then I was like, you probably just get better faster if you had some audience, like a, a handful of people, more than a handful of people that were listening and perhaps commenting. It'd make you better, right? Constructive criticism or even unconstructive criticism, mean shit, it would make you better faster. So it's just fear. That's all it is. And it's preferring to do the easy thing, the not difficult thing, which is talking to a microphone and not do the clips, right? But the clips is how you grow. And it's how literally 99% of any audience consumes the content. I think with the more established podcasts, that number probably goes down to like 94, 93%. But it's still 9 out of 10 people. That's how they're consuming your shit. So I just got to come to terms with that and nut up or shut up. And I won't be shutting up because I have a podcast. And every single week I have to talk into this microphone. I demand it of myself. And my legions of fans demand it of me. Thank you to those legions of supporters. I appreciate you guys listening. From the beginning, you're going to be an OG. Here I am talking about, this might be ego. I probably need to stomp this thing out. It's possible this goes nowhere. But that'd be sad, right? It probably will. I think it will. No, it's not ego. It's confidence. Ha ha ha. No, I do. I think it'll be something someday, and you'll be able to gloat forever about how you were one of the first people to listen to Slop Shop. Anyway, this whole topic is cringe, right? It's embarrassing to talk about your wants and desires and your goals. You're like, ugh. That's why I avoided doing this for so long. It's embarrassing to do anything. It's embarrassing to put yourself out there. But put yourself out there, because you're going to die soon. Anyway, shouts out to Hunter Schafer. Shouts out to Katya. I don't know Katya's last name. They are both excellent LGBT creators. I guess you could call Hunter Schafer a creator. She's an actor. Katya is a creator. She's a podcaster and a drag queen, and she's hilarious. She's way funnier than me. So I hope to one day be as funny as Katya. Gotta be so cool to... Yeah, here I am. I'm not getting... The whole... Just doing the clips just made me suddenly... Like, oh no, it's all possible. I'll have a real podcast one day where I already have, you know what I mean? I'll have a recognized pod. People will know the name Slop Chop. And I'll get to collaborate with some of these hilarious, awesome people. That'd be cool. It'd be sick. I hope it happens. And thank you guys for being along for the ride. And you know what? The alternative, there's a couple of alternatives. For it not happening is much more likely than it happening. I would say that 9 times out of 10, here I am throwing statistics at you. I have no idea. I made it, whatever. It doesn't happen very often is what I'm saying. It's like the NBA thing of like the 1% of the 1%. God, am I just blowing myself verbally this episode? Is this awful? Anyway, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you will be, you 7 people will be the only listeners of this podcast that there ever are. And I'm comfortable with that. I love you guys. Shouts out to you. I looked at the Spotify analytics, and there's a surprising number of people from Hong Kong. I'm hoping that's not a VPN. I'm hoping that's real humans. That'd be so sick. If you listen and you're from Hong Kong, please leave a comment. That would be the coolest thing to me. I don't know how you found the pod, but it's also possible that it's just one of my friends on a VPN, which would also be cool. I'll take anyone I can get, baby. Thank you guys for listening. I will shut the fuck up now and move on to Slop, what you guys are here for. What am I doing talking about Slop Chop? You're here for the slop to be chopped. Real quick, though, if you have not, this would be a great moment to press subscribe or follow on your platform of choice. We post every week. And leave a comment if you're on Spotify. What I've heard is that the Spotify people will push your show if people comment on it on the platform. And if I respond to those comments on the platform with hearts or responses. So do me a favor, man. Leave me a comment. I appreciate it. Okay, let's move on. NBA on TNT is ending. The funniest freaking pairing of four: Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. Absolutely goated freaking pairing. They will not be stopping their show. Their show is just moving networks. So I don't know a whole lot about this. All I know is that TNT is losing the NBA. And they've had like a 30-year run for TNT. I should have done some research. Yeah, so the NBA signed a new 11-year media deal with ESPN and ABC and Amazon Prime Video. So you should be able to stream your NBA games on Prime. Prime is interesting because they have unlimited money. Amazon has unlimited money, and they're able to just throw billions of dollars at their streaming service until it allegedly becomes profitable, or even might one day become profitable. And they have so many other revenue streams that they are comfortable doing that, right? Similar to a Disney Plus. Disney has a million other revenue streams. They're comfortable with their streaming service doesn't make money right away. But like Paramount Plus or Netflix even. Netflix is still top dog. But Netflix doesn't have any... Netflix has Netflix, you know? It's tougher if you're not an Amazon, or an Apple would be a great comparison. Apple, another excellent... Just they have trillions of dollars and they don't care. They have 7 A-listers in every show and no one watches them because they have the money. They don't give a fuck. Their budgets are ridiculous. Anyway, NBA on TNT is coming to a close, and I wanted to just give a shout out to them. I'm not a sports guy at all, but their clips are so funny. Usually Shaq and Charles Barkley just messing with each other, and it's the best. It's so they're hilarious. They're playful. I think TNT was really, they really let them be them. You know, like if you don't, as long as you're not cursing on primetime television, you can pretty much do anything. Like Charles Barkley has his famous Galveston, Texas rants that are so funny. Galveston is truly an awful place. Gray, brown water with dead jellyfish and heroin needles. That's what I thought the beach was, by the way. I grew up in Dallas, so that's where we drove to Galveston. Like he's fond of saying, we're going to drive your ass down to Galveston. We did that. That was our family's vacation many times growing up, and it is shitty. It is absolutely right. It is shitty. And it's not until you go to a real beach in like, I don't know, Malibu or something, and you're like, oh, like for me it was Costa Rica. For me it was the Bahamas. We went to the Bahamas, and I was like, oh, like the beaches that they have in the movies, or like the animated ass beaches, it looks like it's out of a storybook. Those are real. That's what most beaches look like. And the brown ass jellyfish piss, homeless urine, pee soaked shores of Galveston, Texas are not. Interestingly, have you guys ever been to Corpus Christi? I went to Corpus Christi a couple years ago. It's right next to Galveston, but I swear to God, the beaches are way nicer. It's weird. I don't know what it is like about Galveston specifically in the Gulf of America that makes it so shitty. But it's like, I don't know. Like God just hates that part of the world. Houston, Galveston, really just awful places. Shouts out to Galveston and Houston. I'm just kidding. Houston does smell bad, though. It smells really bad and it's humid. And I'm fat. And I cannot be living like that. You know? I am humid and smell bad. So then when I put me in a place that is that, it just gets doubly... it just gets doubly bad. You know what I mean? So I can never live in Houston. Nor do I desire to. But shouts out to NBA on TNT. Good luck on the new platform on ABC. Disney. ESPN. ABC. NBC as well. So they're getting a multi-platform deal here. And Amazon Prime. So it's Disney. What is NBC? Uh-oh. I should know this. Comcast. Disney, Comcast, and Amazon are all getting a piece of the NBA. Very interesting. Isn't the NBA? I think this is a good move probably for both parties. The NBA has been rapidly declining in viewership, so much so that they're talking about potential rule changes and they moved Luka Doncic to California to try to spur up some interest. That definitely was, by the way, an NBA Illuminati decision. That was not exclusively a Dallas decision. Also very funny. Again, I don't know, I'm not a sports guy, but it's also very funny to me how there was essentially rioting in the streets here in Dallas when all that went down, and then cut to 2 months later and we get the first pick of the draft and everyone's like, we're back, baby! Hoo, 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 hoo. Mavericks. Like all is forgiven. I saw a video of the Mavs, like GM, all like the upper level people in a room reacting to the first pick announcement. So that wasn't part of the deal. Can you trade a first pick for a player? Is that a thing, or like a better lottery position? Does anyone know basketball? I'm certain this is Googleable, but I refuse to do it. I would like one of you sloppers to tell me in the comments. Please, if you are familiar with the game of basketball. Is that a thing? Can you trade a pick like you can in the NFL? I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, anyway, shouts out to Shaq, to Charles, to the other two guys. Ernie, and the other guy. Kenny, the least funny of the four. Poor bastard. Yeah. But anyway, shouts out to those guys. Best of luck in your future endeavors. I think you'll do very well. I'm curious how much they're paying them, because they are such a hot commodity. They're hilarious. Everyone loves them. No one doesn't like those guys. Turning over my camera now. Beep-er. Shouts out to the NBA. Number one question I always get asked. I'm a big boy. I'm tall. Did you play basketball? Did I play basketball? No. I have a 1/4-inch vertical, brother. I can't get off the ground at all. Play a little bit of football, but I was not a sports guy. I was a closeted gay who was really into movies and comedy. And that's where we're at. Anywho, so another thing that's ending that I just got word of is Marc Maron's podcast, WTF. This is that dude created, like, basically was the OG He is the OG of podcasting. I want to say he started in 2009. 16 years on the air. 16 fucking years. Couple things. I've only heard a handful of episodes. I've heard both Louis C.K. episodes because they're fascinating. Marc Maron and him were great friends, and then they had a falling out. They actually had an episode on Louis' show about this very topic. Hilarious episode. And they hashed it out on the air on the podcast, and it was great. Touching, beautiful. Louis cries at one point. Very sweet, endearing ass episode. I've seen those two, and I've seen there's like the Robin Williams one is the most famous. I think it's in the Library of Congress. I think it's the only podcast that exists in the Library of Congress or something like that. But he's one of the OG dudes. He's been recording in his garage for 16 years. He's never had a studio space, to the best of my knowledge. He never did the video thing. He never did the clips. Fuck the video, fuck the clips. Long form conversations, just audio, like a radio show, basically. And it's called WTF. It's called What the Fuck. And he'd start every episode, what's up, what the fuckers, fucking. Like he'd say fuck 15 times in a row right at the top. He just didn't care about what you're supposed to do, right? Which is admirable and interesting. And yeah, he's one of the OGs. You got to tip your cat to him. Grab your cat, and force its head down towards Marc Maron. Yeah, again, I have not listened to very many episodes. He's very well respected amongst comedians. And I don't like his stand-up. Stand-up, more like sit down. He sits on a stool. And I don't like the introspective sort of meandering tone of his stand-up. Never have. I've seen a couple of bits that I've liked. His show is pretty good. Maron, which is just... it's very Louis. It's called Maron. And it's about his life as a comedian and a podcaster. Anyway, Louis is infinitely better than Maron. And the comedian Louis C.K. is infinitely better than Marc Maron. But Louis C.K. does not have a podcast and did not start a podcast in 2009 like this man did. And you got to give him his props for it. So his props I will give. Shouts out to Marc Maron. Another avid Slop Chop listener. We love you, Mark. And we appreciate you listening to this program. Keeping up with the slop. That'd be great. 58-year-old Marc Maron. Listen to my podcast. Very funny. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say about that. He was on that wrestling show. Did you guys watch that wrestling show on Netflix? It was called Wrestling with Marc Maron. No, I don't remember what it was called. Apparently it was good. Got great reviews and whatnot. But yeah, anyway, shouts out to him. Moving right along. Let's talk about the Harry Potter kids got cast. HBO is doing a Harry Potter show. They're doing a season for every book. And I will be watching that. I'm a millennial. What can I say? I'm a millennial. We like our Harry Potter. They are not they are not doing the thing where they only cast British actors. I think that was Xnade. They are working with J.K. Rowling, despite the controversy. There's a good trans quote in there somewhere. Trans joke. Controversy, not controversy. Not my controversy. Oh boy. That was nothing, but there's something there. But yeah, they got cast and they look, I don't know, cute. They're cute 11-year-olds. They look the part, I guess. They said they followed through with casting Hermione as a They followed through with casting Hermione. There was all that thing of J.K. Rowling, like, actually Hermione was black. Yeah, she was black. You just all assumed she was white because you're a racist. I never once said she was white. Cut to book 1, paragraph 4, and it's like, Hermione, a young white girl. Pale-skinned white girl. She's full of shit. J.K. Rowling is full of shit. But anyway, they decided to cast a light-skinned black girl, and God bless her. I hope she is prepared for the level of shit that she's about to receive from the anti-woke crowd, the goons and goblins online who don't take kindly to that. It is weird how fake progressive J.K. Rowling is. She was all about like Dumbledore's gay the whole time. Sure, I didn't write it in the book or think of it at the time, but Dumbledore was gay the whole time, brother. How did you miss that from my absent not having it in my book? How did you miss having never seen a word of my never having written a word of dialogue about him being gay when he was gay the whole time? He had that, she had that, and then she had like the yeah, Hermione's black. There's a couple of other ones. But all of her character names are the most racist. What's it? The Asian character in book 4 is named Ching Chong Cho or some shit. She's like, yes, this is Ching Chong. The black kid is named like Slave McChain. I don't Slave Afro. But she's fake progressive that way. She's not real progressive. She's fake progressive, but she is so anti-trans. Crazily anti-trans. That's interesting, right? It seems like you'd go one way all the way or the other way all the way. But she's picky and choosy with her progressive. I guess that's why they call them TERFs. They're trans exclusionary radical feminists, which still means feminist. It just means that you're excluding a portion of that group. So fuck her. And I still have love for that series though. And here's the difference between that series and every other YA, Maze Runner, Twilight, of that ilk. Here's the difference. The movies are actually pretty great. Pretty uniformly great. The quality is high. And you cannot say the same for any other YA series. You just can't say the same. The books are probably fine. I'm sure, I do not mean to diminish the Maze Runner literature, the extended canon of Insurgent, but the movies are not good, right? If we're being for real. But those Harry Potter movies are great. They're fun, man. They're great Christmas time watches. The third one is absolutely excellent. What's your Harry Potter ranking? I have a controversial Harry Potter ranking. I love 3 first, then 1, because you got to give it to Christopher Columbus and John Williams and the whole team for creating the world and Hogwarts and everything. Like it's all pretty phenomenal. It's a kid's movie, but it's great. And here's my dark horse pick. I love 6. That's my 3rd. Half-Blood Prince. I'm a really big fan of that movie. I don't remember the book. I haven't read any of the books since I was like 13 or something. More than a decade. Oh my God, almost 2 decades. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, I haven't read the books in a long time, but I see those movies pretty frequently. We do rewatches as a family. We'll do one a night for a week. A week and a day. There's 8 movies, actually. Thank you for that correction. But, they're great, They're great. And it does peak with 3, unfortunately. You never get to those highs again. Some people disagree. Some people like 4. 4 is low on my list. Low on my fucking list, brother. I will say, though, as a young gay, since this is the gay episode, that was one of my gay awakenings, was teenage Harry in the... I was a teenager too, come on. Teenage Harry naked in the tub doing the egg challenge. I was like, damn, that egg is hot. Damn. What's going on with that opening metal egg that has like a yellow goo inside? My dick is hard. So that's how I found out I was egg sexual. But those movies are good. Some, I would say, are great. And the quality level, again, is consistently very high. So I hope the same can be said for this HBO show. I've got a feeling it's going to be great. I do not anticipate them fucking this up. It's going to be interesting to stretch these stories out over a whole season of television. You'll get a lot of stuff in the books that weren't in the original movies, and probably some stuff that is added that JK decided to add. Oh my god, I forgot about until this very moment, I forgot that Fantastic Beasts were a thing. The Fantastic Beasts movies existed. Good Christ. You know who's responsible for those? J.K. Rowling. She screenwrote those. She had no hand in the screenwriting of any of the Harry Potter movies. And then they were like, oh, well, she's been begging us to write them. Like, we'll give her a Fantastic Beasts movie? And it's just this abomination. Pretty funny. She's similar to a George Lucas, which, by the way, the love for George Lucas has come, I think, all the way back. He is outlasted the prequel hate, and now everyone's just nostalgic for them because that was their childhood, and people are under the impression that those movies are good, which they're not. Let's be very clear, they're not. But it's okay if you like them, but you can't tell me they're good, You cannot tell me those movies are good. It's okay if you like them. It's okay if you have the nostalgia. But come on, what are we talking? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's dudes walking in a hallway talking to each other on a green screen. It's shitty. But anyway, my point was this. George Lucas, had he not gone back to the prequels, A, or B, before or after that, whenever that was, gone back to the original trilogy and done the special edition bullshit and changed the original movies, he would be seen as a fucking god. He'd be just a billionaire with the whole world adoring him. Very similar to J.K. Rowling, who was at one time the richest woman in England. I don't know. She's probably not anymore. But she was a universally beloved figure that no one had a bad word to say about. What are you kidding? J.K. Rowling? She wrote Harry Potter. Those books are incredible. They like one of the best selling, or the single best selling book franchise of all time. I think it is the single best selling book franchise of all time. But she had to get on Twitter. She had a problem with the trans folk. So now she's split her audience right down the middle. I guess there's probably more people that don't know or care about the situation, but anyone who's chronically online like myself, you can't stand J.K. Rowling or even be a fan of her without backlash online. You can't say a good word about that woman. She's dug herself a horrific pit of and by the way, all the hate is very well deserved. She's a hateful bitch. There's a great ContraPoints video about her. If you would like to learn more about what I'm discussing, or if you're unfamiliar with the fact that J.K. Rowling is transphobic, check out ContraPoints, J.K. Rowling. Great video breaking down the whole situation. S tier YouTuber, ContraPoints, my beloved. Shouts out to brother. We got. Oh, she's another trans woman. Damn it! I'm trying to hit all the LGBs and Ts. We got 2 T's and a G, or 2 G's, I guess you could say, because of yours truly. I don't know any famous bisexuals. Tom Hardy fucked a bunch of dudes. That's pretty cool. Great quote from him. Some interviewer asked him, like, have you ever slept with men? He's like, yeah, of course. I'm an actor. I was trying to get into character by blowing 15 guys in college. Getting fucked in the ass 2 or 3 times. Learned it's not for me. No, that's a modern metrosexual man right there. No one has used that word in 15 years. Metrosexual. I'm bringing it back. But anyway, we got on this topic, Harry Potter, because I just want to give my good wishes and my goodwill to the new cast, all the creatives behind the scenes. I will be tuning in. I'm looking forward to it. You guys gonna be watching this Harry Potter show? Do we care? Do we care about this at all? Will you be watching? Did you grow up with Harry Potter like I did? Harry Potter was my 3rd book series that I ever read. First being Goosebumps. Shouts out to Goosebumps. R.L. Stein, the man with the ugliest mole I've ever seen on a human. It's mean, so I won't put a picture of him in the episode. But Google it if you want. Terrible mole. Get that removed, brother. Maybe the mole makes him look creepier, and that's why he's kept it all these years. That could be it. But I can't imagine his wife is happy with that. Maybe she's turned on by it. Oh, R.L. I love it when it grows hairs. I like to lick those little hairs. Deep throating the mole. Oh boy. Oh boy. But anyway, Goosebumps, and then a series of unfortunate events. That's a dark child. Goosebumps, a series of unfortunate events, then Harry Potter. All 3 of those series are near and dear to my heart, my childhood heart. And yeah, read Harry Potter a bunch. Read it like 3 times. Love those books. 7 was the only one that I... So this might out me as a fake fan. But or when I read them, I don't care about doing the math or figuring out what year this was. But 7 was the only one that I was anticipating it coming out. I didn't do the wait in line at the bookstore thing like so many did. That was really the era when people would camp out in front of a fucking GameStop or a Barnes & Noble for the new release of a thing. That does not happen anymore. What a cool thing that's got to be fun to do. It's got to be exciting. You're there with your other nerds. That's got to be fun. You make some good friends. Like, you have very similar interests if you're camping out for a fucking Harry Potter book. Like, what do you do for a living? I just had to bounce between stuff. I didn't really have to. Like, did you take off work for this? Nah, see, it's more of like yeah, you're unemployed. So, shouts out to those Harry Potter children. I wish you the best. God bless you. They I want to say interviewed. What's the word? Cast? Interviewed? What's the thing where you interview for a movie? Fuck me. Oh my God. Auditioned. Oh my God. They auditioned 30,000 kids. 30,000 children. Like all over the world, apparently. From many different countries. 30,000. Yeah, I mean, that casting process, I cannot imagine. You know that there's a good portion of those children that would have killed it, but just had like an off day or said one line wrong. And then we're just like, well, fuck you forever. Never see you again. I was like, just an absolute life-changing role. Like, all three of those kids are going to be Omega famous. Isn't that wild? Just one audition. Pretty crazy. But shouts out to those kids. Hope you do well. Hope you stay strong, especially the light-skinned one. God bless you. We're rooting for you. Yep. Kanye dropped the clean version of the HH song. I don't feel comfortable even saying it out loud on this podcast. There's a certain World War II figure with a mustache, and it's about praising that guy. And the initials are HH. I could pretty much get the idea of what I'm talking about. But he dropped a clean version. Clean, because it still has the N-word right before it. But it's, instead of N-word hail, burp, it's N-word hallelujah. N-word hallelujah. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. N-word hallelujah. You know, it just doesn't have the same sort of ring to it. I don't know what to tell you. You know, something... Equally impossible, I guess a little less impossible to sing along to as any human. I guess a white guy being the worst of those, but just not as good, not as catchy. Objectively less horrific and insane, but less funny, less catchy. What are we doing? You should have just doubled down, bro, and made the entire album Hitlery. Just do a song about Mussolini. Mr. Mussolini, tell me, do you feel me? Ugh, ugly. Anyway, terrible at rhyming. Do you guys have the thing with your friends, usually drunk? We're like, bro, drop a beat right now, bro. Bro, drop a beat. I'm a freestyle. I'm like, oh god. All right, man, for sure. Oh, yo. I only hate it because I resent it, and I wish that I had it. I wish that I had the ability to freestyle. I don't have it at all. I have never had it, even in my drunkest and least worried about what people think of me moments. I've just never been able to fucking freestyle. Do you guys, like, I'm embarrassed by it, I guess, but it's such a nothing. Like, I never need it. Unless I'm in exactly that situation, it never comes up. I do respect the people that are good at it. Like that guy, something Mac? Country Mac? Gay Mac from Always Sunny? Henry Mac? Harry Mac. That dude is unbelievable. Extremely impressive. I want a diagram of how that dude's brain works. From topic to setup, he's probably got like 3 things that he's juggling at all times. Like, okay, if we go here, then we're going to go there, then we're going to go there, and that'll lead us to the thing that I need to hit. Really, really impressive. It's similar to, it is improv, but it's a similar muscle to great improv comedy. That's why, like, Rick Glassman does it, freestyles on his podcast every once in a while. Similar muscle, but I don't have the ability to do it, and I don't care to learn. You know, It's one of those things, like improv would be cool to get good at. I do not care at all about freestyle rapping. Shouts out to Kanye. Inward hallelujah. Maybe it is catchy. Maybe the original's catchy. I just had the original in my head. I just switched the word. What is that? What? It's not even clean. You still have the N-word in there. What's the point of it? They will not be playing this song on the radio. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll play Hallelujah on the radio. And there will be tens of thousands of people who have no idea that, you know, where the thing started from. Inward hallelujah. They don't understand the things I say on X.com, the everything app. All right. Okay, moving right along. Oh, I just wanted to briefly mention Michael Bay is not directing Skibidi Toilet. Oh shit, hold on. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. It seems like I'm out of focus, and I'm going to shit on my own tit if I'm out of focus this whole episode. I think the move is to get a dummy man, like a dummy, a tall dummy, and sit him down in my chair so that I can focus on it, so I can focus on something. Because right now I have nothing in the chair, so I'm focusing on the air in front of the chair, and sometimes it's off. But who's watching this anyway? It's a fucking audio platform, brother. It's an audio medium. I wanted to briefly mention that I'm deeply saddened by the news that Michael Bay is not directing the Skibidi Toilet movie. Michael Bay is not directing the Skibidi Toilet film. I'm sorry if I'm the one to break this to you. You know? I fell to my knees when I heard this. He's producing it. He's not directing it. So, it's probably gonna be just as, I mean, I don't know. I would have seen it if Michael Bay was directing. I like it just out of straight up curiosity. I'm fascinated by that. Michael Bay directing this Skibidi Toilet. Also, the Skibidi Toilet thing is inherently like the whole thing is Valve assets. It's made from Gary's mod. Those faces and stuff. Hold that thought. All right, if you guys can hear people talking downstairs, simply ignore them. Act as if they don't exist, because that's what I'll be doing. Michael Bay is not directing Skibidi Toilet. Rip to that. Yeah, okay, so the assets thing. Freaking Valve owns all of those assets, all of the Skibidis and the toilets and the Gary's mod face and the, what is it, Mr. G, the Half-Life guy. He's like the guy he's the face that comes out of the toilet. So are they going to pay them? Are they going to be credited? Are they going to be producing the film? Is Valve going to be producing the Skibidi Toilet film? Their first venture into Hollywood with Skibidi Toilet. That'd be pretty funny. That would be funny. So I certainly hope so. But yeah, he's producing it. Michael Bay producing the Skibidi Toilet film. I don't know what I'm very, you know what? I must admit, I'm not caught up on my Skibidi Toilet lore. I don't think I've ever seen an actual video, but they all have like 300 million views, so someone's watching them, and that someone is children, if you were curious. Will the Skibidi Toilet meme be entirely dead by the time the movie comes out? Probably. But then the Five Nights at Freddy's movie did well. And that was kind of like, you could make the argument, the same caliber of meme, dead meme. Oh God, maybe we'll cover it on this podcast. If people are talking about it, I'll cover it, but I don't care. When Michael Bay was directing, or when I thought that he was directing, I was excited and I was down. I was like, sign me the fuck up. That sounds insane. Michael Bay directing the Skibidi Toilet movie sounds wild. But he's not directing, he's producing. So, fuck that. Meh, whatever. More movie stuff. Tudum, the Netflix live event. Their announcement. It's their E3. It's their coming up soon on Netflix, and it's called Tudum. Tudum, which is a terrible name. I had no idea what it was. I saw it on my Netflix homepage a few times. It was like Tudum coming up, and I was like, is that like an Indian Bollywood something? I have no clue what that's in reference to. Come to find out, it's a reference to their tudum at the beginning. It's tudum, like their opening little Netflix logo, which comes from the Frank Underwood knock knock. Awful name, really not good. I recommend changing that. It'd be like if Disney Plus's announcement event was called like, oh, like the Mickey Mouse thing. I half stole that joke from Dan Merle, for the record. So what did we learn at Tudum? What did we learn? Well, we learned that Lady Gaga was there. We learned that Stranger Things, the final season, will be airing in three shits, 3 poops from the butt. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I don't care about that at all. I probably will not watch that. But it makes sense from there. Like, everyone's at home, everyone's with your family. Let's go watch Stranger Things. We're all full. Dad turned the football game off. We're watching Stranger Things, baby. The first, was it 4 episodes? They're probably like all 70 to 90 minutes long. It's like, it's going to be a fucking so long, so much freaking. What's with the haircuts? What are we doing with the hair? What's going on with the haircuts, ladies and gentlemen? We cover the real thing, the real issues here at Slop Shop, and I want to know what the fuck is going on with the Stranger Things kids' haircuts. They look so bad. The Will kid, the one who first gets abducted in the first movie with the bowl cut, that is shockingly bad. Like, you can just give him a new haircut. He's like 23 now. He doesn't still need the bowl cut. They're trying to make him look younger. It looks like shit. But I didn't watch the last season. I heard it was solid. And it's a big hit. It's been on for like 12 years. Stranger Things has been on for so long. They're finally wrapping it up. What's her name is married now. Millie Bobby Brown's married to Drake. She's in a committed relationship with Aubrey Graham. So, you know, they got to wrap it up at some point. I don't care about Stranger Things at all. At all. You know what I super don't care about that's coming out? Happy Gilmore 2. Holy shit, does that look bad. Not only does it look bad, but I'm a big anti-legacy sequel person. I think legacy sequels are the bane of Hollywood. Usually terrible. I would go as far as to say that they're bad all the time. The percentage is so high that you might as well round up to 100. There's, I think, literally 2 exceptions to my rule. If you are a legacy sequel, you are bad. Unless you are Top Gun Maverick or Blade Runner 2049. I've said this before and I forgot about Blade Runner last time, but there are 2 exceptions to the rule. 100% of the other ones are awful. Ghostbusters Afterlife is an abomination. Oh my god, Zoolander 2. Do you guys remember Zoolander 2? There's very few movies that I have rated 1 out of 10 on Letterboxd. I've just given you 2 of them. Ghostbusters Afterlife and Zoolander 2. Absolutely abysmal, horrific, awful films that are just squirting nostalgia and references into your gaping eyes and ears. Oh God. It really is like dangling keys in front of a baby. You get like the, oh, they said it. They said it. They said the you eat piles of shit for breakfast. Remember that from movie in childhood? They make movie from childhood again. Oh, Adam Sandler old now. Ugh. I have a supreme distaste for that culture and the industry at large, but mostly legacy sequels I think are all horrible. Again, just round up to 100%. There's a handful of exceptions, but this will not be one of them. I will bet money that Happy Gilmore 2 is a pile of shit. I will put my stake on it as a podcaster. I will continue to podcast if it gets 10 out of 10s, which it won't. But if by some miracle it's like the next Citizen Kane, I will eat my words. But until that day, I'm betting on it. I'm betting on it being awful. God, imagine being excited for Happy Gilmore 2. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. They did a lot of Wednesday stuff too with Jenna Ortega. That is not my thing either. I don't care about it at all. At all. That's Netflix. That's their big. I mean, they got Stranger Things and Happy Gilmore 2. Oh no, okay, they have one good. They have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. That looks awesome. That looks fantastic. I watched a few seconds of the trailer and I was like, yep, and I shut it off. I have full faith in Del Toro. He's one of my favorite filmmakers working. It sucks that it's not getting a theatrical run. It's going straight to Netflix, but Oscar Isaac as Dr. Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the monster, or whatever you call him. Most people call him Frankenstein. And actually, his name isn't Frankenstein. It's the doctor's name. Some peasants don't know that little piece of information. If you'd read Mary Shelley's original book, you'd know. But it's funny. It's like it strikes me as similar to Kathy Bates in Misery. Remember that? When she was like, "Look, I can be ugly." Jacob Elordi is one of the fucking most beautiful people I've ever seen. And he's like, yeah, he's gonna be a hideous beast. That's fun. He's got the height for it too. He's 6'6". So yeah, he's gonna be Frankenstein. And Oscar Isaac is also gonna be Frankenstein. So yeah, looking forward to that, man. Del Toro is the man. He's so good. Has he ever made a bad movie? Probably. He's made a bunch, but not one that I've seen. Love Shape of Water. So happy it won Best Picture. That movie's the shit. Love that Pinocchio movie from a couple years ago. Anyway, he's the best. He's the best. Shouts out Del Toro. We love you. All right. Let's do a what have I been watching and then get the heck out of here, huh? What have I been watching? What have I been watching? I watched Bring Her Back. This is the new horror picture from the Australian directors Danny and Michael Philippou, who did Talk to Me. I love Talk to Me, and I love that they are making movies. These guys are YouTubers. They're ex-YouTubers who did a bunch of... Their channel's called Rocka Rocka, and they did a bunch of like really fun, kind of energetic, action-y YouTube videos and got really popular, and then made the dreaded transition to film, which is a tough thing to do, and they came out swinging, dude. Talk to Me is their debut feature, and it's the shit. It's so good. It's so much fun. It's fucking so snappily edited. The music, those party scenes with the moving camera, whoomph, whoomph. It's just I get jazzed up by that movie, man. Jazzed up. And eagle-eyed viewers will see that it's on the set. It's on the set because I respect those guys. I love the movie. I think it's awesome that they're YouTubers and they transitioned to film, and it's really cool. Really, really cool. So I thought I would put them on my podcast set. This is their follow-up to Talk to Me. It's called Bring Her Back. Right away, extremely different film. I expected Talk to Me, but it's not that at all. There's not one snappy camera move in the film. There's almost no music, very, very little music. It's like, or just like kind of gothic horror-y vibes instead. It's very Hereditary, this movie. It's gotten a lot of comparisons to that. Bring Hereditary back, more like. But it's good. I enjoyed it. It is super fucked up. Very tough watch. It's a feel bad horror movie, which you don't see a lot of these days. Usually they'll give you a nice uplifting, like haha, or they'll fight the ghost in a fucking, I don't know, F1 fighter jet, shooting it with a cannon and a bazooka at the end, and you're like, you jazzed up by the end. They end on a jump scare, right, and then the credits roll. That's your typical formula. But not this one. I guess it's A24, so you gotta expect that caliber, that ilk. Films of that ilk. If you're into that vibe, you'll be into this. But even if you didn't like Talk to Me because you thought it was goofy or something, this might be your jam. It's the feel-bad movie of the summer. It's fucking brutal. Brutal! To the point where I had to turn away from the screen a couple of times. I was physically cringing in my seat at some of the gore effects, horrific violence against children, which is always appreciated. But yeah, if you're a horror guy, I think you'll get a kick out of this. I like Talk to Me more, personally, because it's fun. And like I said, it's energizing. This movie is soul deadening. But in a good way. That's the point of it. It's supposed to make you feel like shit. And it succeeds in that mission. It's a fun ride. I can't even say it's a fun ride. It is. It's like an escalation of holy shit tension. I didn't honestly, as that comes out of my mouth, I'm not sure if I totally believe that, TBH. It's just like, it felt like a pretty standard drama with some horrific violence and Satanism, and Bring Her Back. You can probably guess what that's about. So it's kind of that vibe. That's why, I mean, compared to Hereditary, it doesn't hold a candle to that movie in my opinion, because Hereditary is a fucking pressure cooker. And you just on the edge of your seat, you're waiting, and like the music and everything just builds, and you have this like incredible release with scenes like the dinner scene and of course the end. But there wasn't, I didn't feel that buildup of tension in this as good as a Hereditary. But it is a similar vein, similar plot structure, and similar story, honestly. Similar plot. So check it out. It's good. I enjoyed it. I think it's not great, but it's good. Sally Hawkins is fantastic. I love that she's doing a horror movie. She's an incredible actor. I just talked about Shape of Water. She's, I mean, just like one of my favorite performances of all time is her in Shape of Water. I think she is legitimately, I mean, just, I don't know, phenomenal, incredible. So just that, that moment when she's talking to, oh my God, Pride Month, we got another gay. When she's talking to her gay roommate, and she's signing, she's deaf, she's mute. She's signing like why it's so important to her that the fish monster escapes. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, what the fuck, you're crazy. And she's like, her physicality in that, like, just bleeding with emotion. God, she's so fucking good. But she's incredible in this. Very similar to a Toni Collette in Hereditary. Not as good, but good. Great. Good. Great. Good. She's great. The movie is good. But I do not recommend this for those with a weak composition. I don't mean that even in a way. I mean, just like if you're not into horrific violence, don't check this out. If you don't like feeling like shit, avoid this. But it's good. Enjoyed it. Oh my god, I watched an anime. Holy shit. Have you guys seen Look Back to 2024? It's by Kiyotaka Oshiyama. And it's the original manga was written by the guy who did Chainsaw Man. It's a like vaguely a true story, I think, from the Chainsaw Man guy. But I enjoyed this. It's cute. It is stunningly animated. It's about becoming an artist, becoming a manga artist, and like what that does to a person. And like the two different ways you can go about it when you have this passion for a thing. You know, sometimes it doesn't pan out, and sometimes people will, like the thing that I remember from this so well is like she's moving into from 6th to 7th grade, like going into middle school, and her friend is like, "Are you still drawing? Like people are gonna think you're weird if you keep up this hobby." Which I kind of had that. I used to be a pretty prolific drawer. I was not doing fucking manga, but I used to draw a lot, and I stopped doing it when I went from 6th to 7th grade, just like she does. So I related to it on that front. I want to just really emphasize that it's fucking beautiful. It's stunningly animated. There's so much great camera work. Like it really makes you think that I was listening to the Sardonicast review about this movie, and Adam made a great point, Adam from YMS, which is that like in the medium of animation, the sky is the limit. You can do literally anything that you want. So when you have like a shot reverse shot, it's lazy. It's lazy in live action, but especially in animation, because you can fucking animate the camera going, and there's a ton of that in the movie. There's this like stunning shot of the girl, our main character, running away or skipping away from her friend's house, and the camera starts in the sky and just like it's freaking beautiful. So I really enjoyed it. You know, it's here's how I sell this to you. It's 54 minutes long. It's less than an hour. One of the shortest features I've ever seen. Yeah, it is a feature because, you know, I think there's like a set minimum time, and I don't know what it is. I think it's like 45 minutes, but yeah, less than an hour. And you cover a lot of ground. It gets really interesting and surreal and darker than I expected. It's good. It's fun. It's good. I don't think there's one. Only once in this movie did I see the exposition dump that I hate. The classic anime talk to camera exposition dump, where you just say out loud the feelings that you're feeling. They only did it once, which is good. That's progress, baby. Progress, not perfection. And we love you. We love you for that. This came out last year. I recommend it. It's good. Check it out. Lastly, Friendship. Finally saw Friendship. The Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd joint. It's great. It's good. That's good. It's fun. It's about if you like I Think You Should Leave, you'll like the movie. It's not as funny as I Think You Should Leave. There's a couple of really hilarious parts. It's got some heart to it, but mostly it's just interesting because it's like what does living with an insane narcissist look like? He is legitimately fucking crazy and incapable of human relationships, especially his wife, which is the funniest stuff in the movie. Yeah, so it is obviously just a comedy, kind of like a darkish comedy, but it's mostly, in my opinion, just like, what is it like to live with a narcissist? So, shouts out to Friendship. Do I have anything else to say about it? It's funny. It's cute. It's fun. If you like cringe comedy, this is right up your alley. If you like Tim Robinson, you'll like this. He's really carved out a slice. He's really carved out a slice of the comedic world for himself. And he's just created a sort of hilarious, over the top. It's kind of Eric Andre, but it's more self-deprecating. But he's just him screaming "fuck," "God damn it, fuck," is the best. He loses his phone, like in the poster of the film. He's holding his iPhone. I think he loses his phone 5 times in the movie, 4 or 5 times. At one point, he just drops it in the puddle. God damn it, fuck! But it's fun. It's cute. It's endearing. It's cringe, but cringe is fun. There's it looks like an A24 movie. It is an A24 movie, but it looks like one too. I don't know if there's not like a crazy amount of interesting camera work. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a fuck about camera work? It's a comedy. Who gives a fuck about that? Anything else that I have been watching recently? Nope. Rewatched Rogue One. It's a big piece of shit. We already discussed that last week. It's not a big piece of shit, but it is a piece of shit. It's not good. All right. With that, sloppers, I think we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys very much for listening. And, please, Instagram, TikTok. Just those 2. Slop Chop Pod. That's where the clips will be. Follow that, please. And it should be up and running by the time this episode goes live. There should be a clip for this episode on those platforms. So thank you very much, sloppers. God bless you. I appreciate you listening very much. I always say God bless you. I'm not really... Doesn't matter. God bless. God bless. Thank you. We love you. Slop Nation. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.